Buenos dias, buenas tardes, buenas noches, whenever you guys happen to be doing this. Hoy es miércoles, ¿qué es? 25 de marzo. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's get started. Here we go. When you would have come in to class, I was going to have you do the action for our stem changing verbs. Okay, remember when we did those? For the first, like for example, on the bottom you see almorzar, almuerzo. Put your hand up to your mouth as if you're shoveling in some food. So go ahead and give your partner, or go ahead and give yourself, as if you're giving to your partner, one of the actions. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to give you an infinitive verb and the yo form, and I would like you to do the action and see how close you can get to those. So here's the first one. Almorzar, almuerzo. There you go, shovel food in. Yo almuerzo con mis amigos en la cafetería, something like that. Let's do querer quiero. Give me the action for querer quiero. Putting up a heart. Yo quiero a mi familia mucho. Yo quiero a mis padres mucho. Yo quiero a mi novio mucho, something like that. Next one. Perder, pierdo. Thumbs down. Lose a game, you miss a class, so that's a bad thing. So yo pierdo la clase de biología, or yo pierdo el partido de fútbol. Let's do an O to UE stem changer. Let's go to jugar juego. Okay, do some sort of sport action. So jugar juego, yo juego el tenis, yo juego el basketball, yo juego el fútbol. Next one. Volver, vuelvo. Okay, maybe take your finger and like go the opposite direction. So make a turn back, return. So to return. So yo vuelvo a mi casa. Yo vuelvo a mi oficina. You want to pause it, do a few more of those before you go to the next slide? That'd be great. Okay, next slide. Trying to get to it. It's not going. Here it is. There it is. Sorry. This was a day that we were going to do a whole bunch of stuff with verbs, so I may take the full 15 minutes of both of these two videos that I'm making. I found a few things on Google somewhere. That little statement at the top, el que piensa mucho pierde. Piensa, pierde. See the two stem changer verbs. Piensa, thinks. Pierde, loses. So he who thinks a lot loses. So I think that we have some sort of proverb like that in English too. So you have to like jump on it. You can't think too much. But el que piensa mucho pierde. The little dog in the middle. First it says, te extraño, I miss you. Vuelve pronto, return soon. Vuelve, vuelve, from the verb volver, vuelve. So we have so far piensa, pierde, vuelve. Let's go to a la derecha. Quiero estar contigo. Oh, en el verano, otoño, invierno, primavera. I want to be with you. Quiero estar contigo. Notice contigo is one of our new little words, bottom, middle box, those two little boxes there, two little words in that bottom box. So quiero estar, quiero, stem changer. And then a la izquierda in the bottom there, mientras los hombres cuentan aventuras. There's the verb cuentan, contar cuento, stem changer where the O changes to UE. Can mean two things, can mean count. It can also mean to tell, as in like a story, or in this case, it's like to tell the account of something that happened to you. So while men tell of adventures que nunca tuvieron, that they never had, las mujeres tienen aventuras que nunca cuentan. If you get that, you get the joke in that, or you're smiling. At least the women have adventures that they never tell about. So they keep secrets. Men just make up stuff. They don't really have the adventures, but they tell about it. So cuentan, they tell, is in that little phrase twice. So cuentan. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Dang. Sorry. Next slide. Let's go to the next one. There it is. Okay. So one of the things that's besides the verbs that you would just practice there are on the right side, or that are on the right side. Also the lugares, the places, are going to be on the prueba also. So here it is. I want you to answer with where you would go. ¿A dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas? Where do you go? One of the answer to all these questions is going to be one of those lugares. So let me ask you the question. I want you to answer it. Pause the video, answer it, and see if your answer matches what I would say. So here it is. ¿A dónde vas los viernes a las 10:05 de la mañana? Of course, think about the fact that we were still on campus, then you can answer that question. I'll say it one more time. ¿A dónde vas los viernes a las 10:05 de la mañana? Pause, answer. Voy a la capilla. 2. ¿A dónde vas los viernes por la noche para ver películas? Pause, answer, and then listen to mine. Yo voy al cine. Notice that al comes together in the al. Voy al cine. Voy al cine. 3. ¿A dónde vas para ver el arte de Picasso? Voy al museo. Voy al museo. 4. ¿A dónde vas para comprar ropa? Ropa is clothing. It's coming up soon in vocab. Yo voy al centro. Voy a la plaza, perhaps. Probably voy al centro is the best place for that one. La próxima. ¿A dónde vas los domingos por la mañana con otros cristianos? Yo voy a la iglesia. A la iglesia. ¿A dónde vas cuando tienes mucho calor en agosto? Yo voy a la piscina para nadar. Próxima. ¿A dónde vas para jugar baloncesto? Yo voy al gimnasio. Posiblemente yo voy al parque. O yo voy a la plaza. I don't know, wherever there's an outdoor hoop maybe, but I was thinking el gimnasio for that one. Last one. ¿A dónde vas para comprar cosas? Yo voy al centro. Yo voy a la plaza. Either one of those. Okay. Next slide. Just an announcement that in a week from today, el miércoles, el 1 de abril, it's not a joke, it's going to happen en una semana, examen parcial. It's going to be, notice it says over lecciones 1 through 4. It's going to be focused primarily on lecciones 3 y 4. We already had an examen over lecciones 1 y 2. However, the stuff that you learned in those first 2 lecciones, that stuff is just building blocks that we are now using to further what we know. So some of those main concepts you'll see continue into lecciones 3 y 4. So that's the only reason I say that. The majority of the concepts will be that I'm going to test you over, of course, are coming from lecciones 3 y 4. So just as a heads up, that's coming in about a week. I'm thinking that instead of my normal examen, I'm going to be doing it through the VHL site. So I'll give you more info as we get closer to that one. Next slide. Okay, the prueba. It's going to be, again, on your honor. I need you guys to just have integrity and not use any vocab. Just be sure that that's put away. It's not tempting you. And then you can access this on Blackboard content. Once you go to the Blackboard and then the content section, you're going to see all those folders for all of our lecciones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be right below the folder for lección 4. It'll say prueba 15, I think is what it is. It'll say lugares plus stem changing verbs, something like that. Click on it. I believe I'm giving you 10 minutes, I think, to complete that. And it's going to be like our usual quizzes were, except for the first part. I'm not going to ask you to listen to me and write down something in English. I'm still figuring out if I can do that on those quizzes. I haven't found a way yet to do that. Probably can, but what this is going to be, I believe there's 15, and it's going to be a combination of the stem changer verbs and the lugares. So I'm going to ask you just to do it in the infinitive form. I'm not going to ask you for pienso or juegas or almuerzan or volvemos or any of those forms, but I will ask you for to return, and you need to give me the volver verb or whatever that happens to be. For the articles, for the lugares, make sure that you give me the article for that one. I don't want just cine, for example. I want el cine. So keep that in mind when you do the prueba after you go through the class. Okay, so don't do that now. Finish the class, and then we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, next slide. Okay, repaso de los verbos dos y tres. This is, if you had been in class, I would have had some little flashcards for you guys. What I have done is I have put them into Blackboard inside of Lección 4. You'll see, I think, several Word documents that have verbs on there that are flashcards. If you print those front back on your own printer at home, cut them up, you can make them into your own flashcards. I think they might be a little bit off center. I hope that they are mostly on center, but if they're not, I tried. And you can print them off yourself. I would really, really, really strongly encourage you to review all the verbs that we've learned so far. From Lección 2, from Lección 3. Those are going to be coming up here, like I said, on the examen. Quiz yourself if you want to make your own flashcards, if you want to do something different than that, if you want to find them on Quizlet, if that's how you go about doing that. Really, really work on knowing those new verbs. What I had encouraged you to do was to do them sort of competitively with your partner. If you don't know what the word is, put that card back and get that, review the ones that you don't know that don't immediately come up. So I did, like I said at the bottom, I did put files, Word files of these flashcards on Blackboard, so feel free to access them in that way as well. If not, find another way, but don't go on, pause this, don't go on with this PowerPoint until you have taken some time to review and practice and remind yourself of all of the verbs that we have done, the AR verbs, the ER and IR verbs from Lección 3, and then these stem changer verbs, because especially these will be on the quiz after you finish class. Next slide. Más verbos irregulares. We're going to find out that there are a few other kinds of irregular / stem changing verbs that I did not yet talk about that are on the back side of your vocab sheet. So if you have that handy, go ahead and flip to the back side of that. Some of these are stem changers. Some of these have a little bit of a different irregularity to them. So the first one I'm going to do here is what we call the yo-go verbs. I call them that anyway. They are on the back side of your vocab sheet. They are on the left side, middle box. Okay. Now the reason I call them yo-go verbs is that, first of all, these verbs are going to change only in the yo form, and we've seen that in the verbs tengo and vengo. So the first verb that I want you to see that's on your vocab sheet there in the back is the verb hacer. And actually what I'm going to do is stop this video right now, and then I'm going to start a new one, just because I want to give you guys some instruction on this before we go any further. So I only have 15 minutes for this video, so let me stop it. I'll start a new one. Go to número 2, video número 2 para clase 27.